Okay, so this is Angie Thompson with Living in America. Welcome back to 25 Days of Christmas Around the World. And today my guest is my very good friend, Ante. He is from Croatia, and he does something almost exactly like I do. He's one of the very few English teachers in the world that I think is as wonderful as I am, because we have the same concept of teaching, and I'm just really excited about working with him and very happy to know him. So Ante, thank you for joining me today. Could you tell us something about you and your business?
Thank you for having me here. And the only thing I would like to add to what you said is kudos to you. You really rock my world, and I hope all the worlds of all your clients. Now, about me, my business, me, myself, and I. It's time for that. Hi, everybody. My name is Ante Mihaljevic. As Angie already introduced me, I live and work in Zagreb, capital of Croatia, Europe. And what I do, I help people develop their business communication in English. Imagine that, Croatian guy teaching people how to speak English. It happens. It happens. And predominantly, I work with people one-to-one. I do have some groups. I also have mastermind classes where I assemble a group of quite smart people once a week for 90-minute sessions where they get to mingle, network, practice their English. Of course, all of them are non-native speakers, and it's quite fun. So yeah, from the business perspective, that is it, I guess.
Yeah, and I love it. And it's wonderful for me because there are some time zones, no matter how much I love you guys, I just don't want to do. And you're getting almost an exact copy of me and him. He's absolutely wonderful. So now we'll get back to what I brought you to talk about is Christmas. So we in America are in full swing. We've actually started Christmas very early this year. I think everyone got tired of 2020 and said, let's do something fun and exciting. So we've already seen Christmas trees going up and people are very excited. But tell us a little bit about Christmas in Croatia. What are some of your traditions and your favorite things to do?
Of course, I would love to share that. And you mentioned something really interesting, that Christmas trees are already up in America. Here, every year we start like getting this Christmas vibe in November. But due to this situation that we will not comment on, viruses, things are a bit quiet this year. However, traditionally, Croatia is, at least when it comes to how people confess, on paper, it's a predominantly Catholic country. And this entails a lot of Catholic element to the Christmas. Imagine that. And it has some unique things that I believe could be interesting for people in your audience. So let's just dive right into it. Even people who are not normally religious, I mean, not conventionally religious, go to church on Christmas. That's quite nice. You see people that you are like, what is this guy doing here? But it's Christmas and everybody's there. And that you get this vibe a bit. A lot of people sing Christmas carols in front of churches or in the streets also. They do that all the time. I originally come from a very, very small city, and I was always happy when I heard these people playing music or singing songs in the street. It always kind of brought the Christmas spirit up. Another thing that you can sense throughout the holidays is the smell. So this olfactory element is quite strong. And interesting thing, Croatia is like Mediterranean country, kind of, or it's continental. The position, so we're just across Italy. We're very close to Hungary and Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. So what we do for Christmas Eve, we cook codfish, dried codfish.
Oh.
It's something you will never find throughout the period of the whole year. No, only for Christmas and for Easter, because in Catholic Church, you have 2 days where you are kind of supposed to fast, or that's the beginning of Lent and the Big Friday or Great Friday. So even on Christmas Eve, people, it's not prescribed by the church, but people kind of do it. They fast, or they don't eat meat on that day. So everybody eats codfish. And it smells. It smells really, I love it. I enjoy it. It's Norwegian. I think Norwegian, Scandinavian. We get it from definitely Scandinavian countries. And I like, I mean, it's this vibe, just like, you know, cinnamon and honey and stuff like that. So it's a Christmassy thing here. And this is something that is kind of weird, that being a country that has a lot of its own fish, we still buy codfish, dried one. Another thing that is quite strong here on in terms of food, on cuisine, are it's a unique dish that was originally from the southern region of Croatia, Dalmatia. This food, it's pastry, it's called fritule. In English, you would call it fritters. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
small pieces of dough that is deep fried or something like that. And now it became quite popular throughout Croatia. And one thing that also is worth mentioning, that in this city that I live in at the moment, or I'm going to live in it for quite some time now, you have this Advent thing where for 4 weeks before the Christmas, you have like small wooden houses and cool lighting, cool music, and people are drinking cooked wine or eating these fritters, sausages, hamburgers,
Nice.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it's nice. And Zagreb was awarded 2 or 3 times so far the best Advent in Europe. So
Wow.
we kind of rock this, and it's really cool. People
Yeah.
go there just to grab a bite or have some cooked wine. It's really nice atmosphere, and commercially, yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. People make some serious money, and
Wow.
now that I brought up money as a topic, we are experiencing huge huge financial influence of money in the Christmas period. uh,
Yeah.
People spend like crazy, and gift giving, I think, just like in the rest of the Western world, it became a thing for Christmas, and people spend way too much money on
Yeah.
gifts. And this brings me to another topic. I remember as a kid, I would watch on TV, you know, those documentary television shows where they tell you how traditionally you should do things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in some parts of Croatia, I believe that this still is a thing, but like in a folklore fashion, not as a real deal. So people bring hay, dried hay, within the house. So they bring it into the house and they put it under the table, and then they hide nickels or pennies, or but Croatian denomination kuna, but metal
Mm-hmm.
coins, and they just hide it in hay, and also chestnuts or walnuts. So they hide them in
Hmm.
hay, and kids are supposed to search for them,
Under the
and it's kind
table.
of, yeah, and it's kind of funny
Okay.
to them. And at one point, the father or the man of the house would bring in an oak log, not a huge one, but of significant proportions, and we call it badnjak. Now, interestingly enough, the word badnjak is the same word that we use for Christmas Eve. So obviously there is some etymology there. And this log is thrown into fire or fireplace or whatever, oven, whatever people have. Now I think this tradition is kept in rural areas. And it's supposed to symbolize a lot of different things that you get with fire.
Oh,
So
okay.
it kind of instills fire, it's new life, transformation, stuff like that, positive vibes, warmth, energy, and so on. So it's a really cool tradition that I'm kind of sorry to see slowly disappearing.
Mm.
On this topic, also, here people are quite fond of Saint Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
So you get presents, and he also has a companion. So Saint Nicholas is the bishop with the stick and
The good
everything, and he's
guy.
walking. Yeah, he's a good guy, but he has a companion, a demon of sorts. We call him Krampus here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's from German, and basically Krampus is there to punish the wicked kids. So he gives them a golden, like a stick, something like that, like a small branch. So he's going to whip them with that if they're not behaving. And if they're cool, if they're good, they're going to get a present from St. Nicholas. So what kids do here, they polish their shoes the night before St. Nicholas Day, and they put it on the window. And then in the morning, they wake up all eager. Oh my God, what did St. Nicholas bring? And if they were good kids, they get candy and some small presents inside. If they were not that good, they get something like this stick that they would be beaten with. So you can just imagine the trauma of the child if they just see the stick inside and no. I mean, I hope nobody does that for real
Well,
to kids.
I heard in Germany that his name is Knecht Ruprecht,
Uh-huh.
And my ex, when he was younger, he said, yeah, they would come to the party. People would come dressed as to the party. And he said, I got a stick every year. I said, that's
Jesus.
terrible. He said, well, I was a terrible child.
Excellent. Okay.
But yeah, and then I guess Krampus is, I didn't know he was in Croatia. I think he's also in Austria, and he's much scarier than Kanesh Ruprecht. Kanesh Ruprecht is like a grumpy grandpa.
Oh no, oh no. The Austrian version, yeah, probably we
He's
were a
scary.
part of
Yeah.
Austro-Hungarian Empire at one point, and
Yeah.
yeah, he is quite vicious. So he
Yeah.
has horns, and his face is. I think they use coal, or today maybe they just use some kind of makeup, but
Yeah.
his face is very black and dark. So he's like diabolical. He's a demon,
Wow.
but still he is a servant of Saint Nicholas. So he follows him wherever this guy goes. And I think in some visual representations, I saw him not having feet but hooves, something like that, or tail also,
Okay.
like a satire in a way. So he
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
a torso and a body of a man. Usually it's a man, and the legs are like of a goat or something.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? That'll definitely scare your kid into being good.
Yeah. So it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Not much logic there. Also, what some people do is they sow wheat for, I think, Saint Lucius, Saint Lucy. So Lucia is her name in Croatian, and kids sow wheat and like a small dish with some
Hmm.
soil inside, and then by the Christmas day, the wheat really grows. So you keep it on a warm place, and you add a bit of moisture or water, whatever, and then you put a candle in the middle and you light a candle. Now, interesting thing is, at least I saw this in my home. I don't know if it's a thing in the north of Croatia, but on a Christmas day, what you are supposed to do, and I'm not really sure, is it the youngest or the oldest person in the house? There is a thing there. You take a piece of bread and you dip it in red wine, and then you extinguish the candle, so that it makes that sizzling sound.
No, yeah.
Then you're supposed to eat this bread. The flavor doesn't change that much because just short contact.
Yeah.
And I think I read somewhere that, is it for the Friday before Easter or is it for Christmas Day, that the amount of red wine that you drink is going to transform into blood. So people get really wasted. Trying to renew their blood or something like that. Also, in this visual context, we have nativity scene. So it's a cool. Really, people are go crazy about that. There's even somewhere in the north of Croatia. There's like a whole village, and the guy has like 10 million Christmas lights that he fires all at the same time. So the whole village lights up, and he has this huge nativity scene with real people actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's amazing. And the thing here is that Christmas tree has to be either pine or fir. That's you have to pick. And some people use plastic, not mentioning any names. But yeah, it's a thing here. And there's one funky thing here. Now, the day of, I don't know, putting up the Christmas tree should be Christmas Eve. But of course, people do it, I don't know, on 4th of July or something like that because they're all Christmassy.
Yeah.
And then what happens? The day that you take it down is very important. It's political. By Catholic Church, it's like the end of January or something like that. So you can keep it for quite a long time. However, 6th of January is the date of 3 wise men on calendar. 7th of January is Orthodox Christmas. Now, people are quite sensitive here politically. So if you keep your Christmas tree in the house on the Orthodox Christmas, you're a traitor. You're not a patriot. You love people. I mean, we're neighbors
Wow.
with Serbia and we had a war with them.
Yeah.
So if you keep a Christmas tree in this period, something is wrong with you.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes,
funny.
there is a thing here. It's a superstition, but people still are quite sensitive about that. Some people, I think.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's cool,
great. See,
really.
here you're just lazy. But I but I do think I'm also Catholic, so I have a lot of those traditions too, Saint Nick.
Oh,
And January 6th is when we keep our tree up until January 6th. Well, we
really?
did when I was at home. Now I'm more Christmas is over, let's clean it up and get it
Yeah.
out.
But
But
I remember reading somewhere that it's like, well, not just end of January, like beginning of February or something. There is a thing, there is a way how you count how many days the Advent time actually lasts for. And it's not only until Christmas Day. It's a different thing. I'm not really sure here.
yeah,
I'm not
that's
the best
crazy. Yeah.
Catholic here. Um,
Me either.
yeah. Probably in the purgatory there is a room for
Yeah,
people
I'll see you
who
there.
don't know when to take off the Christmas tree. Um, and another thing that I'm not really happy nor proud of is that here firecrackers are a thing, and kids really love their firecrackers.
Hmm.
So I'm not just talking about fireworks, you know, shiny, blistering, and whatever. No, we're talking about serious explosions. And I'm not sure if this is legal outside of Croatia, but here you have like in the calendar, you have a period in which it's okay for you to throw through your window bombs. I mean, they're not bombs, but they really detonate and sound like that. So you have like
Hmm.
small firecrackers that you just light and that does that sound. And then
Yeah.
you have those that they call them mega for a
Oh.
reason. So when these blast, you hear it like 2 kilometer radius or something like that.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
the biggest fan of that. Whoever has a dog hates Christmas for this reason
I bet.
because
Well, and
dogs
babies.
really,
You have a baby.
yeah. I have 2 kids,
Yeah.
and the older is okay because he's 4 now, and he was born on Christmas Eve,
Huh.
so he's kind of okay with that. But I'm not really sure with the youngest what will happen this year. But
Mm.
it is what it is,
Yeah,
and
we
that
don't
kind of
have that. I'm glad we don't. That's one I
you're
don't.
very lucky. You're very lucky because I don't really see the point here. But
Yeah.
okay, I mean, each to its own, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And the only thing that, sorry, Angie,
Oh,
please
as
go.
I do like them on, I like fireworks for New Year's Eve. I think that's kind of neat. A lot of European
Yeah.
countries do that. We're not great at that.
Oh,
But firecrackers on Christmas, no thanks.
but they're not like yours. How do you call them? You have those that you pull, and I think in Britain they have it when you pull and you get
Yeah.
not like this.
No,
These are real deal explosions.
like set on fire and blows up.
And
Makes
you have burst fire. You can really buy them like they're built like I don't know, a magazine of ammunition. So you light one, and then they go and burst fire for 2 or 3 minutes, and they make these crazy sounds. I
hmm.
don't
Hmm.
I mean, when I was a kid, it was a cool thing. Oh, let's light up a firecracker. Oh, I lost my finger. Okay, don't worry about it. You'll grow a new one. But not really that cool.
Yeah. It's funny how the perspective changes when you grow up and you're the parent.
Yeah, and also one thing that I haven't mentioned, and it does kind of reflect back on this going to the church on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. You have this midnight mass. I don't know if it's a thing in the States, but
Yeah.
basically at midnight, it's the new dawn, and new the Jesus is born and stuff like that. You go to the church, and being quite older now, I go there for religious reasons. However, when we were teenagers, or I mean, drinking age in Croatia is nominally 18, but hello. And what would happen normally? Students and high school students or college students, they would get wasted before the church, and then they had to go to church because their parents were there, and you could see the mother being very pious, and she was very praying, and her son is like he can't even stand. So yeah, that's also a thing. But
Oh, yeah, we've had some of those here at my family Christmas, definitely. So, midnight mass is a thing here for Catholics. I mean, but yeah, that's funny. Isn't that funny though? We are worlds apart. Literally, I don't know how many miles we are, but some of our traditions are the same.
I
Isn't it
mean,
neat?
they
So different,
originate
but
from the same point when you come to think about it. But also these things with pine or fir tree, it's a
yeah.
pagan thing, and it got into church for just because people were really into it, and they were like, okay, you can have your pine trees. We were also thinking, a demon guy carrying punishing kids. Okay, but not on the same day. You can have that with Saint Nicholas. Let's go with Saint Nicholas. Okay. We're also thinking drinking a lot of wine. What the hell? Go with it. So yeah, this integration of some secular, some everyday
Yeah.
symbolic symbolism just penetrated. I mean, the day of Christmas, 25th of December, it's actually the day of the god of the sun in pagan times.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
so
lot of our pagan holidays, a lot of our Catholic celebrations
yeah,
are
we're
pagan
quite
holidays.
avant-garde. We
Yeah.
really we have our way of nicking the holidays and integrating. Yeah, and a few days ago I heard a very good expression. This man was talking about work-life balance, and this guy said no balance. Because if you balance on your foot for a whole day, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna waste a lot of energy. Integration. So you integrate work in your life. I was like, this is
Ah,
good.
that
And
is good. That's one
it
of the
is good.
boom,
It's really
mind
good.
blown minutes.
Yeah. And then I was like, maybe the church did the same thing with this, not balancing, but integrating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The,
good. I
the,
like that.
yeah, and gift giving is also a thing here, as I mentioned before. And I'm not sure in the States you like open your Christmas gifts on Christmas morning, right? That's the idea.
Usually, some people do it differently though. I always thought that was weird with Santa because I thought some kids, when they believe in Santa, their Santa came at night, and some mine came in the morning. Santa Claus came overnight to me, and we opened in the morning. So,
Yeah, he was working the night shift.
yes, exactly. Santa's on third shift. So,
Okay, but here, I mean, you're kind. I remember as a child, we open them on Christmas morning, and then you start nagging. But can we open them now? Can we? Okay, you can open them now. Never mind. It's 15th of December. Still, open them now because get out of my hair. This also.
Oh, that's fun. That's really cool. And you
Yeah.
guys have Santa then as well.
Yeah, Coca-Cola brought him here,
Yeah.
and but also here you have to be very careful how you call him. Once again, he can be grandfather Christmas
Hmm.
in Croatian, Ded Božićnjak, which is cool. Christmas, grandfather,
Yeah.
and then he can be grandfather Frost, so Deda Mraz. And it's kind of, when you go from this linguistic perspective, it's not pure. It has
Gotcha.
connotations of socialism and stuff like that. Don't go there. Don't go
No,
there. We're
okay.
all about
Don't
Christmas.
go there.
We're commercializing Christian saints, not socialist saints. Come on. Be selective, people, and be consistent with that.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I love
Santa
that.
is a thing here. I don't know how many people actually bring this topic to their kids, how popular it is. I guess it depends on how you were raised.
Yeah. Interesting. So you mentioned something interesting too, like, oh, leave the socialist guy out of it. We are getting very political as well. Like
Really?
only, say 10 years ago, everybody still said Merry Christmas. And now it's very taboo. You're supposed to say Happy Holidays. And because, there are lots of
Yeah,
cultures
PC.
here together. Yeah, very
Yeah.
PC. So do you have that as well, or do you still
No,
say no?
no, no. People are really cool about it. And as I mentioned in the beginning, so non-religious people, I'm not saying atheists or agnostics, uh, but people who are like on paper, they received their sacraments, but they went to church last time when they were getting married or something like
Yeah.
that. They do it kind of it does take them over a bit, this whole, let's put it like this, the militant uh, protest against whatever problems they might have with church and everything else kind of diminishes in this period. The people generally become less tense, less aggressive, and more peaceful, more uh, open-minded and stuff like that. So no, we don't have. But generally, I would say in the whole of Europe, but especially in Croatia, PC is really not a thing. So we
Yeah.
really, because it's quite homogeneous society.
Hmm.
Minorities are not really a thing here. I mean, we just integrate them, and at least I'm now, disclaimer, I'm speaking from my own perspective,
No, absolutely.
and I could be wrong about many things that I said in this interview, but still, I would say that no, it's completely okay to say Sretan Božić, which is Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Some people also say Čestit Božić. It's kind of losing the popularity because Čestit is like virtuous.
Oh, okay.
So virtuous Christmas to you.
Kind of. It's losing popularity. So Sretan Božić, and immediately people include in the New Year as well.
Oh yeah, I
Merry
would
Christmas
say
and
we do
Happy
that a
New
lot
Year.
too. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I have seen a lot of Sretni Blagdani, which is like happy holidays, not a biggest fan of it. I mean, if you're congratulating, then do it properly. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
or
it's
just
about what
don't
you
congratulate.
celebrate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if I celebrate Christmas, I want to share that with you. So Merry
yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
And
And
if you
another
celebrate
thing,
Hanukkah, I'm happy if you say Happy Hanukkah to me because you're celebrating what you celebrate. So
precisely. And I mean, I think we all have friends of different religions or different denominations or whatever. Can you respect this person? It's a happy day for him. Congratulate it
right.
properly.
Yes, I
Don't
think
do
so
it
too.
just
That's a
to do it.
wonderful point. But hey, two linguists think that makes sense.
Yeah. Probably will get stoned in a few days. I mean, not stoned in any illegal sense. I think when people throw stones at you, it should be illegal. But what I meant to say, I wasn't referring to any drugs. I said stone.
Oh my gosh, you were always so much fun. I'm really glad you did this for me. Thank you so much. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Not really. I mean, happy holidays, people.
Ooh, Merry Christmas.
Just kidding. Merry Christmas to everybody who's
Merry
watching.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
That was
Ring,
really
ring.
great. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I appreciate you and everything you do. And happy
Like
holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year to your family.